You are listening to Code and Coffee Talk with Just a Techpreneur podcast episode 3. Today's episode, we will be talking about 3 tools that saved me as a solopreneur. So let's get started. If this is your first time listening, then thank you for coming. The Code and Coffee Talk with Just a Techpreneur podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment, and show notes are found at justtechpreneur.com. Come back often and feel free to add the podcast to your favorite RSS feed on iTunes. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at justtechpreneur. All links can be found in the show notes. Now let's get into the show. For the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about my journey as a solopreneur. And today I wanted to go over 3 tools that have saved me as a solopreneur. Being a solopreneur can sometimes be very frustrating and very hectic, having to do everything on your own. It's best if you automate and find tools that work for you instead of against you. My top 3 tools that I will be going over today is Trello, G Suite, and Dubsado. These 3 tools have completely turned around my entire business. Getting those tools set up and working for me instead of against me helped me take in more leads, be more organized, and more focused. When you don't have to worry about finding that sheet of paper that you have written out your signature course on and now it's lost, and you're trying to run around tearing up your office to see where that sheet of paper is. But if it was digitized and in a familiar place, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this podcast, because I know I cannot be the only one struggling with that. I know I'm not the only one that is so disorganized you can't even keep up with your daily things. I'm okay to come and say that. I was at that point where my business was suffering because of me, not because of a lack of knowledge or a lack of experience, but because me. As a solopreneur, everything rested on me. If I lost that podcast or blog post outline, then I'm going to sit there and look for it for 3-4 days, then actually sit down and have to rewrite it when it was due 3 days ago. So now I'm behind in the work that I need to do for my business and for my clients because I was disorganized. I realized that that was a part in my business that I definitely had to get together. That brings me to the first tool, Trello. If you're not familiar with Trello, Trello is a web-based project management app that I have been using to manage my business. A couple of years ago, I began to use Asana because Trello's free version wasn't sufficient enough for what I was trying to do. After making the switch, I really didn't log in as much because Asana, it lacked for visual people. If you're a visual person, if you learn by visual pictures and graphs, and if it clicks, Asana is not the best place for you. Asana to me was more of a task list instead of a project management. It didn't give you the freedom to connect lists, or even when they added the cards feature, it wasn't as fluid as it could have been. And it caused me not to log into Asana, therefore not keeping up with my daily board, with my daily project list. It was just logging in, it made me unmotivated. So I decided this year I was going to go ahead and log into Trello and just give it a try. If I need to pay for the pro version, then guess what? It's worth it in my business right now to have that $7 a month paid in order to bring in the income needed every month. I logged in and I'm like, okay, let's just do it, Jessica. Let's just get it done. And I logged in and I already had my daily things that I wanted listed out. I already had it ready to me to just go in, create my boards, make my list, get everything that I needed in there. I was ready. And I logged in and I was not ready for Trello's updates. It was so much. And it wasn't in a bad way. I really fell in love with Trello at that moment. They really added functional updates that you needed, but you couldn't quite find a way to make it happen without a bunch of workarounds. There was just no way for you to go to one tool and use that for everything that you needed. And Trello really destroyed that with these new updates, being able to add in a calendar and sync it with your Google Calendar, your iCal, and being able to add dates to your different tasks or lists or boards that you had and you needed to keep up, and added content management. Trello made it so much better. And I was kind of upset with myself. I was upset that I decided to waste so much time with Asana, knowing that it wasn't functional for me, when Trello was sitting here being great this whole time. I could have just went ahead and made the switch back to Trello, updated what I needed to update, and it would have saved me so much time and so much energy. Now, I use my Trello account for 3 things. 1, project management. This helps me keep track of all the projects that I currently have going in my business right now. And it lets me keep up with the different tasks that are needed for each service or each project that I have, to make sure that nothing goes missed. And if I wanted to give the clients access to their board, I can do that. I also use my Trello board for future and now goals that I would like to accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years in my business, and goals that I am currently working on right now to make happen in the next year. It really helps me dump all of my ideas that I have. And as a content creator, you have ideas when you don't want to have ideas. And not having a place for those ideas to go, you may end up losing them. And they may come back around and they may not. So being able to just dump it all into Trello and work on it from the thought out, it really helped me stay on track with the goals that I have for my business. I also use Trello as a daily hub. It is a board with different lists, the projects that I'm currently working on, the products I'm currently working on, services I'm working on, and the daily things that I have to do in my business to help it grow and build brand awareness. That includes this podcast, that includes my Tutorial Tuesdays on YouTube. It includes my courses that I have coming out on my platform and on the Skillshare platform. It has been essential in adding recurring income to my business by keeping track of the things that I need to get completed every day, every week, and every month. So every day I check into that Trello board with the daily hub and see what I need to work on for the week, what I need to work on for the month, and what I need to finish up for the quarter. All of those are there for me to be able to see the goal, see the steps that are needed to take, see the steps that I've completed dramatically. I can definitely see how Trello has helped me in my day-to-day. As a creative and as a content creator, I would recommend Trello absolutely, hands down. It gives you that visual appeal that it makes you motivated to go in and complete the work. It's organized in a way for you, not based off of the platform. It is your project management tool, and you can really customize it from the backgrounds of your boards to the colors to the power-ups that you use. I really see it as an asset in my business. The next tool that I use in my business every day is G Suite. It is known also as the work apps for Google, and they rebranded, I believe, a year ago for G Suite, and it has your Gmail, your Drive, your documents, your sheets, everything with the Google Suite for your business. So if you end up starting a subscription with them, they have a $5 plan where you get, I believe, 30 gigs of memory, or you can do their unlimited business plan. And I have found that it has really helped with keeping up with client work, my documents and contents. It's all in one place. It's all organized so that I can find it. And it also helps me collaborate with other team members, such as my copywriter, my editor. They can go in and review what I've done on a certain document, a blog post that I may have written and I'm ready for it to be edited. I could just send them an email with access to that document. So there's no downloading into a PDF, emailing it over, or even doing Word, emailing it over for them to edit it and send it back. I can see them as they're working on it in real time. I don't have to worry about not receiving a draft back. I have my draft. I can see their edits and I can approve them. I can change it myself. And it really helps with the collaboration with clients also. If I need images or their website copy, it is easier to use a tool that they're already familiar with, like Google Drive or Dropbox, to drop their images and content into their client folder, and I can see exactly what they're dropping in. I can download it for use on their projects, and they can see what I have, and if they need to add anything at any point in time, they could just go in and edit the document or upload photos, product photos, mock-ups into their folder. The one area that G Suite has immediately helped my business was with my content creation. I am a content creator. That's what I do. I create content in the form of video, in the form of audio, in the form of blog posts. And keeping up with where those different pieces of my content are was so stressful. It was so stressful to have a blog post on your laptop and I'm looking for it on my desktop. And moving all of that content to the central place in Google Drive, I have been able to increase my productivity because I'm not looking for pieces of content. They're all in one place. I can search for them and they're available on any computer and also on my phone. If you have a website, if you have a domain, create what is called a hosted email with them, where you can have a email with them with your domain. The last tool that has really helped me with my solopreneur journey is Dubsado. It's a client management platform that helps small business owners keep track of incoming leads and current clients. It can be used to automate your customer onboarding process, an easy way to add lead forms to your website, and questionnaires and contracts that you need for every client. This is the only tool that I have needed to use for my complete customer onboarding. I no longer have to go to one tool and create an invoice, go to another tool and create my proposal, then send a contract in another app. Everything is completely taken care of before the project even begins in Dubsado. I have a copy of the contract for each of my services types. If I needed information from one service that isn't needed for another, I can create lead forms for each service with the custom information that I need. I really love the way that Dubsado approached the CRM for creatives. This tool is not like any of the other CRMs that you can use, like Insightly. This is specifically made for small business and solopreneurs who have to do everything from invoicing to contracts to agreements to additional agreements. It covers everything. And I highly recommend it. And I will also do a podcast that is more in depth on Dubsado. So that is the 3 tools that I use in my business daily to help with my solopreneur journey. As stressful as it can be, it can also be made a lot easier with utilizing tools for us in our business to help streamline and automate some of the tasks that we do every day. I hope this podcast helped. If it did, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.